Hi, it's Kristen here with another process video, and today I'm going to be doing a layout based on the sketch. So this is by Christy's Beautiful Life, and it's 30 Days of Sketches, and it's series 13, or 18, I'm sorry, day 9. So series 18, day 9. And so it shows some crisscross paper. It really only shows like 3 pieces of each paper kind of crisscross, but I decided I really liked the paper that I was working with, so I decided to do more. The paper that I am using is from 49 Market Starlight Dreams, and I end up doing kind of like a basket weave on just some white cardstock in the background. I jumped out of order. Like, I know a lot of people like follow sketch 1, 2, 3. I end up doing 9 because there was something about it that just kind of really caught my eye. And we had just gotten back from vacation, and I was like, I've got the perfect pictures for this, and I wanted to get into more of the 49 Market Starlight Dreams. I'd only done like one layout with it, and it's just a beautiful collection. I was like, I want to use it again. So I pulled that out, the paper pack from that, and then the Epic Day piece that you see there, that's going to be my title. That was actually a piece that I'd gotten from Colorcast Designs. So it was the very first time I had ordered from Colorcast Designs, and it was like a mixed bag of acrylic pieces that I guess were kind of like left over, and it was a really good value. It came with a ton of stuff in there, but I saw that Epic Day, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is perfect for when we went to Epic Universe. So as soon as I saw that with the Starlight Dreams, I was like, this is all going to work beautifully together. So the sketch, all that, I mean, it just was like one of those layouts that I just felt like everything fell into place. Didn't take a lot of like thought, effort. It all worked great together. So with Epic, when you go to Epic, it has like 5 different portals. So there's like a main portal that you walk into, and then each of like the different universes have like a portal. So like they have Super Nintendo World, they've got Dark Universe, they have Harry Potter, and then they have Isle of Berk, so how to Train Your Dragon. So the main entry portal is like a real celestial feel to it. So I thought Starlight Dreams was perfect for that. So I'm just pulling out some laser pieces and kind of layering that up. That tag that I just tucked in was part of like a cut apart that you could cut up. And then I end up backing the Epic part of the acrylic and the dark paper that was in the Starlight Dreams collection. That's also what I backed the photographs with. But I did that because, so when I got the acrylic piece, the little dot for the eye was missing. So there were like blue pieces that went inside that Epic piece. It wouldn't have worked with the blue that I was working with on this layout. So it actually ended up working out okay. But since the eye was missing, I was like, well, that'll look a little weird. So I ended up just backing it with that dark paper. And it actually worked out better that way. And I can still use that center piece for, another layout, because then you're not looking for an eye there since it's, separate letters. This little kind of celestial, I don't know, it kind of reminds me, I guess, like kind of like a moon cycle kind of thing. I felt like looked really good tucked on either side. So I'm kind of going away from the sketch a little bit here because the pictures, it only comes with, like, the sketch only shows 2 pictures. It's down at the lower left-hand corner. And then, like, your clusters are kind of like, I think it was like cluster of hearts down on one side and a cluster of hearts on the other. And then, like, your title was supposed to be up in the upper right-hand corner. So, I mean, obviously with a sketch, it's kind of like, just a starting point for you, and then you can always vary things off of there. And because I wanted all 3, I only had like these 3 pictures of the main portal. I was like, I'm going to get them all on the same layout together, because it really wouldn't make sense to like do a separate layout for each of the pictures. So I ended up popping the center photo up on some foam. I don't know if I probably haven't glued it down yet. So I do end up popping that up on foam. So then that way, yeah, nothing's glued down yet. So then that way it's kind of set out further in front of the other 2 pictures, since, those are just pictures of a thing. And I feel like it's more important to have pictures of people. That's just my preference. I mean, a lot of time, like if I take pictures of like settings or things like that, I usually try to work in pictures of one of us or all of us in front of that setting, just because for me, it's more about the people and places that we go than really the things in the picture, I guess. So here's where I popped that up on film. So I'd already gotten those other 2 photographs glued down. I think I did that off camera. And then I popped that up on film, so then that way that picture is kind of set out in front. And then I ended up adhering everything down off camera. And this little piece here, I end up adding in these, it was enamel dots. So that one I think has kind of like a sun in the middle. And I put that in the middle of that celestial piece. I guess I don't have everything glued down. I'm working on it. So yeah, my clusters have totally changed from kind of the sketch, but and that's what's great about sketches. They can kind of get you brainstorming so that you can either go like work directly like the sketch looks, or you can adapt it to kind of like your vision. And because I really wouldn't have thought to crisscross papers in the background, and I think that actually ends up turning out really, really neat because I like those papers, and I wasn't sure how I was going to use them at first because when I was first doing the layout, I kind of had the pictures on one paper, and then I kept trying to like figure out how to make it work together, and it didn't look right. It looked like the papers just were kind of clashing. So I felt like this way with the crisscross, it really worked out really well this way. So I decided over by the title, I wanted another little cluster kind of behind it. I didn't want to overload it and put too much there. So I ended up adding one of those like little ring pieces and then some florals. And then these are just like little laser cut. It's almost like buttons, but just kind of with like some, I don't know if like floral pieces in it, but. And then I add some butterflies around just to kind of give it a little bit more dimension on top of my clusters. And then these are just like little white stars that were part of the laser cut. So I'm going to kind of put some of those around each cluster. And then get this glued down, these pieces glued down. And then these are just a little enamel stars that came with the same enamel stickers as what I put in the middle of the suns there. And so I kind of just scatter those kind of around the page. Here is a close-up shot of the layout. And I appreciate you coming by to watch another process video.